And we are back now to talk about the economy with Treasury Secretary Henry Paulson. Mr. Secretary, welcome back to the program.
Chris, good to be here.
Well, you just heard Senator Shumer, Senator Dodd, Senator Shumer particularly calling this now the Bush recession, comparing him to Herbert Hoover and failing to do what he could have done months ago to prevent the situation from getting so bad. Your reaction, sir?
My reaction is we're all over this. And the president is very focused on what's going on in the economy. We got out ahead of it early, coming off a third quarter where the GDP grew at 4.9%. We actually were criticized for moving too fast with the stimulus package. With the help of Congress, great leadership there, we have a program, and we're working on getting those checks out to the American people beginning early in May, and it's going to make a meaningful difference.
Well, I want to pick up on that because you have been criticized, and the president has been criticized for striking such positive notes. When you were last here on the program 7 weeks ago, you said, quote, the economy is going to continue to grow, but by every measure, things have gotten worse since then. And I'd like you, if I may, just take a look. The dollar closed at a record low this week against the euro. Oil is at a record high. We've lost 85,000 jobs in the last 2 months, and retail sales continue to drop. Mr. Secretary, don't all signs point to the economy continuing to decline for months to come?
Chris, what I said is I believe the economy is going to continue to grow, but the risks are to the downside. The risks are housing, capital markets turmoil, the price of oil. We're focused on it. We're all over it. I think it's much less important what you call this. Economists will be debating that for months and months and months. It's much less important what you call it than what you're doing about it. And we're working very hard, working to prevent those foreclosures which are preventable, avoidable, working to minimize the spillover from the capital markets turmoil on the real economy. And I think this stimulus package is going to make a difference.
But let me ask you about that, because I think the concern, whether it's called a recession or not, and we should point out that the Wall Street Journal had a survey of 51 top economists this week. 70% of them said the economy is already in a recession. But let's not even play that semantics. Right. I think the growing concern is that you, the president, keep saying we're all over this, and then a few months down the road things are worse, and so they wonder, are you out ahead of these things, or are you always behind the curve?
Well, Chris, there's a question when there are excesses we've seen in the housing market, a correction there is inevitable. You're going to see a correction. I believe, can we outlaw the forces of gravity? Can we, how much can government do? But this administration has been focused on this. I think very early involved, very early, beginning in August, working very hard to avoid foreclosures that are preventable, putting in place programs that are making a difference, are working. Are they going to prevent the inevitable correction in housing prices? No, but we're working hard on that. And again, I think we were early with the stimulus package.